Joe Tara from Down Under. How are you doing there, hon?
Morning. Very well, thanks.
Excellent.
Great to hear a few Aussies around the table now. A lot more. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to put in what I experienced, I think perfect timing. I went for a walk this morning and I'm contemplating what is it that happens to teenagers, that innocence of the child, and then they, what is that transition that they go through? And I'm thinking about when we're kids, you get to that teenage, you're looking for love, your sexuality hits in, drugs, getting stoned, listening to Led Zeppelin, rebelling against what's going to happen in the world or what is happening. And I started thinking, because I've got a 16-year-old son, and he's going through some transitions, and I'm like, what is it? What is it that shuts that off? They're opening their spiritual consciousness. There's this innocence, and then there's this cognitive awareness. And I go, something to do with spirit. And I'm like, there's something here, really is something here. I want to investigate this. And then as I'm walking, I go, okay. They get a TFN tax file number. They get a bank account set up. 16, they're looking at getting a driver's license. So all this IDing, I thought, but this is where they, for themselves, commit to getting that through the pressure or the system itself. So that they may have had a student ID and all the rest, but that was the parental decision. This is their own decision. And I thought that's where a lot of that transition from not wanting to be like the rest of the world when you're that teenager to committing the intention to become ID'd and a slave in that system. You're handing your soul over. So then I come home and I thought, I'm going to meditate on this because I really want to bring it to the table, to my family, and sit and talk about it and investigate that. So I'm sitting there and I go, what is it? And then I realised there's a friend of ours, she's 16, same age, friend of my son Jai, and her boyfriend has been driving without a licence for quite a while, and he went to get a licence and they turned him away and said something's wrong with the car, and someone showed me on Facebook where he said, fuck that cunt, I'll drive anyway. And I thought, hopefully he, he's not going to attract, he's rebelling really big time. This is my conditioned mind thinking this. And then I'm lying there this morning going, look at him. He's at that point where he's going, who can tell me how to drive? And he just drove off, and he's driving anyway because they told me he had to come back in a month. So I'm at the point I've got my 16-year-old who won't ID himself. He knows what's going on. He's been at the table. He's listened. He's got the Whore of Babylon in his wallet, to show people. He's aware, but we haven't started him driving yet. Because he hasn't got a licence, and I'm not going to get one. So we've sat for the last 5 months going, what do we do? That's when I realised, we get to sit down, and we're going to talk about it today. It was perfect timing. Yesterday, when you read out the Babylon Has Fallen, I said to my husband, do you want to listen to Kate with that Babylon Has Fallen that I told you about? She's about to talk about it now. He goes, okay. Because he rarely listens in. He knows what's going on. So he sat down and he listened for the next hour. And he came out and he said to me, that's it. I'm cutting up my driver's licence. I said to him, go for it. Because he's been in court and stood and, said I'm not the name. This is years ago when we were first trying not to enjoin ourselves with it. And so he's got that perception that yesterday with the Babylon Has Fallen, he just went, that's it. So I said to him this morning, okay, when we sit and talk to the family about Jai driving, I said, you're about to cut up yours and you're going to cut up and drive without it. How about we just put L plates on the car so that people know he's learning, and we just take him out there and drive, just like that kid's friend. What else can we do? There's nothing else we could do other than that, because the other getting him licensed is not an option. And he just looked at me and he goes, what a perfect discussion that we can have with that. I'm ready. So then I get to the table now and you just tell me about what's going on with White, and I'm going to get them to listen to this before we all go and have that discussion to today's talk. it just solidifies everything, you know. So I love the timing of it, and I just wanted to share that realisation, the journey of, you know, stepping things through in our own time, and it comes out perfectly. Thank you, Reverend.
Oh, thank you, Joe. Very well put. And just to back you up on the Down Under, yes, we are exploding around the world, and yes, a lot more coming from Australia and New Zealand area now, and of course all across Europe, North America, some from South America. We do have listeners in China now as well. Quite wonderful when you stop and think about it. So the word's getting out around the planet, and that's all really matters.